Talladega Super Speedway is stop 31 on the Castrol GTX Cup Series. We're set for 29 laps of action for the run. As we are here for the running of the DieHard 500, as we are 30 races in the books and 6 races remain on this road to the championship for the Castrol GTX Cup Series. We're set for 29 laps of action here on this 2.66 mile tri-oval. Always exciting, always fast, and always thrilling. It's Talladega. As we'll get to the starting line for this running event. On the pole at 193 miles an hour, it is Jonathan Zorlin for the first time ever, I think, this season on the pole in the number 44 Phoenix Chevrolet. He'll be alongside Jack Legacy in car 87, the Burger King Chevrolet. Row 2 has car number 98, Max Anderson. He's on the inside of row 2. And beside him, the points leader, Joshua Osborne. His lead has shrunk a bit the last couple of races, including as he has won 2 races this season, but he's come off a dismal run at Charlotte, the last stop in the Tour. Going to the third row, we'll have a man who's won on the plate track this season, Charles Sanford, number 41, the Kodiak Chevrolet, 2-time winner this season. He won at Bristol in the night race, and he also won the Daytona 500. He'll be alongside Kev Sheeran in car 71. Going to row number 4, we'll have car 15, Preston Plord. And here, Mr. Dive Bomb City himself, and alongside him, number 25, Kyle Langland. Next row down has car number 11, Patrick Smith in the Lowe's Chevrolet, and beside him is Shane Lake in the Western Auto Parts America Chevrolet, car number 17. Next row down has William Brock in car number 4, the Kodak Chevrolet, and the winner this season at California, and he'll be alongside number 23, Ryan George, the Charlotte winner this season, the Coca-Cola 600. Next row down, we'll have car number 29. That is Zachary Fitzwater. And beside him will be Dylan Poteet in car 22, the MB&A Pontiac. Next row down, Dylan Young in number 2, the winner at Watkins Glen. And alongside him, Becca Tellier in a Valvoline Ford, car number 6. Next row down has Keith Batson, 5th place in standings coming into this event, in car 28, Texaco Haviland Ford. And beside him will be car number 90. It is Jordan Lopez in the Heilig Myers Ford. Next row down, Quentin Moore, number 75, the Remington Arms Ford. And number 88, Kat Batson in the Quality Care Ford, 3-time winner this season so far. Next row down is Kyle Matthews, the number 42, the Coors Light Silver Bullet, winner this season at the first Rockingham event. And he'll be alongside Johnny Gardner, number 16, the Family Channel Farm Ford, winner this season at Pocono and also the second race at Dover. Next row down has Mike Becker, number 7, and beside him, Ashlyn Boyd at number 9. The next row down will have number 10, that is Ryan Acosta in the Tide Ford. And 5-time winner this season, Levi McIntyre, 2nd place in the standings coming into this event. He is now 22 points behind the leader, Joshua Osborne, coming into this event. Next row down, Glenn Duhit, number 8, the Circuit City Ford. And JT Bryant in car number 12. Next row down has Jesse Turner, number 19, and beside him will be car number 21. That's Jason Haywood in the Citgo Ford. And his winner this season came at Darlington in the Southern 500. Next row down has Cole Deaver, number 3, the GM Goodwin Chevrolet, winner this season at Cleveland and also at Atlanta. And Al Legacy, number 33, the winner at Las Vegas. Next row down has Alexander Rowan, number 1, the Hooters Pontiac, and Michael Whitman in the number 24 DuPont Chevrolet. Next row down has 4-time winner this season, Jessica Shelton, number 94 to McDonald's Ford. Still looking for that first plate win of the season. She got her first at Charlotte the last race on the Tour. She might get her first at Talladega, possibly. We'll see what happens. Next row alongside of her will be number 18, the Paul Minnick in the Interstate Battery Chevrolet. His wins came at the first Bristol race and also at the Dodge Motor Dome. Next row down, we'll have car number 81, Nick Baxter, and number 5, Phil Parker, sitting alongside. Going the next row down, we'll have car number 43, Joshua Collard, in the STP Pontiac, and number 77, Chelsea Bowles, in the Jasper Engines Ford. And starting shotgun in the field will be Audra Baranauskas in car number 30. She's in the Pennzoil Pontiac. And here comes the command to fire the engines as we get set for the always exciting DieHard 500 at Talladega. Here comes the command.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
And we should mention the points battles coming into this event there. At one time, it looked like it was going to be a runaway for the man in the 37 car, Joshua Osborne, but he has had a couple. He had a subpar run at. He had a bad run at Charlotte, the last race of the tour, where he finished in 38th position. In that race, and it cut his points lead down to 22 points over Levi McIntyre for the championship. McIntyre starting a little bit further back, obviously, but still, he is 22 points behind the leader. Jessica Shelton is currently third, and she is 78 behind the leader. And then you have quite a bit of track back to the fourth place competitor, which is Joshua Collard, who is, and then you got him in fourth, and then Keith Batson currently in fifth, and they are both about a little over 100 points behind Shelton for that third place spot. But we've seen so many times how things can change, and of course Talladega has been definitely known for that, without question. So we'll see what happens here. A points leader could possibly win, or could possibly finish last. We'll find. Competition here is so close, of course, on a track like this, obviously. But we'll find out what happens in the 29 laps that we'll be running here today. It's an all-Chevy front row. Jonathan Zorlin in 44, his first pole of the season, and looking for his first victory of the season, too, as is Jack Lagacy in 87, or number 98 in the first Ford in the field of Max Anderson. In-car cameras today will be carried by Charles Sanford, Kyle Matthews, and Jessica Shelton. We mentioned this before. Start-finish line would be right about here if this was Daytona, but it's at the exit of pit road. Of course, for some of you who do not know this track, obviously, which I think by now you should. Green flag out, and boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go racing, boys and girls. And somebody's got problems. It's the 87 of Jack Lagacy. Lagacy did not get going on a start. Oh, and that is going to kill Kev Shearer right there in the 71 car. He is way off the pace and way behind the leaders, and Jack Lagacy's got a problem in the 87 Burger King Chevy. Meantime, Jonathan Zorlin's getting ready to lead the first lap of the race here, and sorry we focus so much on that. But Zorlin gets the first lap led here. First lap at 174.773 miles an hour. But don't get used to this pace. Because they will be a whole lot faster next time by. In fact, they're already well over 195 miles an hour, 197 miles an hour in the case of Zorlin. And now again, inside goes number 75, that's Quentin Moore. And number 42, Kyle Matthews right there behind him. And they're getting ready to come up on Jack Lagacy, looks like in the 87 car. I don't know if they're coming up on him or not, but anyway, Zorlin leads the first two laps of the race here. Second position is now Mike Becker, and I see the Lagacy sitting on pit road, and I'm not sure what the problem is with the 87 car. And Kev Shearer, poor Kev Shearer, he was stuck behind Lagacy in the 87 car for a long time on that first lap, and he has lost the draft big time. Meantime, off turn number 4, the lead now is being held by Jesse Turner, but here comes Jessica Shelton. To the inside, Shelton wants to get those 5 points for leading a lap. Cole Deaver will move inside, and Shelton does lead her first lap of the race. And that third lap clocked at 201.5 miles an hour. They qualified on the pole at 193 miles an hour. That was how fast the pole speed was. But that equals a speed of well over 200 in the draft. As you see, Nick Baxter moves to the inside of the racetrack. inside of both Amerson and Shelton both, as they go down to the third and fourth turns now. Alexander Rowe now goes into second position. Here comes Joshua Collard, fourth place in the standings coming into this event, trying to catch back up to third place in the points. And here comes Collard to the inside, the man who's won twice this season. It came at the second race at Michigan, and he also won on the second race at Richmond this season. And he would like to get a plate win himself here at Talladega. Nick Baxter, right now currently the leader of the race here. In the second goes Rowe, and third, and now Collard moves inside for the second position with Jordan Lopez in the fourth position. And here comes the Southern 500 winner to the inside. That's Jason Haywood in the 21 car. And we're under yellow for the first time today here at Talladega as well. And oh, it's Charles Sanford, one of the top 10 runners in the points. He's crashed. JT Bryant's crashed. Ryan George has crashed. And that's going to be a break for this man, Kev Shearer, as is Jack Lagacy. Even though Lagacy, I think, is now a lap down or so, whichever, but yep, he's one lap down. But anyway, and so Nick Baxter led them all back to start-finish line there. So caution flag flies for the first time with two cars with three as far as a three-car crash has happened. I honestly hate it when we get yellow flags at Talladega. I really do. And the average speed in the first 5 laps was 195 miles an hour. And let's go. And as they come to start-finish line, Sanford was about in the middle of the pack of cars. They were 4 wide. And Chelsea Bowles pushes JT Bryant right into Sanford's car. Sanford spins at this point of the track. Just missed the 77 Chelsea Bowles, but hard in the back end hard in the wall. Goes to 41, so the Daytona 500 champion will not win a second place race on the tour, obviously, unless something happens strangely. But it looked to me like, let's say, so we saw what happened to Sanford. Let's see what happened to JT Bryant. And look at he and Chelsea Bowles were both still going almost full speed, 178 miles an hour. How about Bryant was going through the grass. He goes back up the track. And, Ryan George gets clobbered by the 12. And into the wall goes the 12 and the 23 boat. Chelsea Bowles pretty much going by nonchalantly, I guess you might say. But a bad break for both JT Bryant and especially for Ryan George. George was basically a victim of circumstance when it comes to this situation. But that's what you get when you go 4 wide on a track like Talladega, and you see the end results. On board Charles Sanford's car. Let's look back at. I'm gonna look back at the speedometer speed on this thing here, because that was a dead stop that Sanford suffered right there. And unfortunately for Charles Sanford, he is knocked out of the race, unfortunately for him, as has JT Bryant with that valve problem on his car and an oil leak for the 23 of Ryan George. But that in-car camera shot from Charles Sanford's car, that kind of shows you how fast things can happen. Because, I mean, he starts on a slide about 195 miles an hour and then scrapes off about, I say every bit 80. You saw the speedometer. I mean, the great speed scrubbed from about 195 to about 110. So that's about an 85 mile an hour drop, obviously, if you do your math. And of course, then suddenly you're about 110 miles. You take a 100 mile an hour hit into the back end of the car and into the little inside wall like that. And imagine the G forces, or maybe even negative G's, you suffer when something like that happens. I mean, that is and Talladega, things like that definitely can and will happen. So, like I said, a very hard hit for Charles Sanford, as and of course, not to mention, of course, an instant crash for JT Bryant and the 23 of Ryan George. But like I said, you get 4 wide on the part of the course right there, and of course, anything can happen. So like I said, for Charles Sanford, that was one of the top 10 drivers in the points chase too. So that's going to drop him a bit as well. So against that for green flag racing, will be on lap number 10 when we get this race underway. Nick Baxter's the leader. Second, Joshua Collard. Third is Ryan Acosta, excuse me. Alexander Rose fourth. Fifth is Jordan Lopez. And it's Jason Haywood, Johnny Gardner, Michael Whitman, Max Anderson, and Preston Plord, the top 10. The 87 car, Jack Legacy, again, a lap down because of problems earlier in the race, around the very first lap, I might add. But the caution was a big benefactor for Kev Shearer because he was he was about a quarter of a lap behind the leaders, and he actually was way out of the draft. So Shearer now gets a new lease on life as far as having a shot at winning this race. Jack Legacy now is inside, trying to get his lap back if we can get a caution flag, obviously. But the lead that time by is being held by Nick Baxter. Here comes the real battle for the lead. That's Jason Haywood to the inside, and he's got last place starter Ashland Boyd behind him. He's now moves a second, and look who's right there, the points leader, Joshua Osborne, in the 37 car, and now they're going to go 3 wide for the lead, 4 wide, including the lap car Jack Legacy. And Osborne gets a push from Dylan Young in the number 2 car as he'll move to the lead. Young the second now. William Brock goes in the third. And Osborne obviously saw Shelton lead her lap here, and Osborne now moves to the inside. And Joshua Osborne will lead his first lap of the day, with Dylan Young now in second position. Third is Brock. Fourth is now Shelton. Fifth is now Kat Badson. Badson will come off a second place run at Charlotte. Only to Shelton, obviously. On board Jessica Shelton's car, number 94. And she'll push Dylan Young, or try to push Dylan Young by Joshua Osborne. But now Shelton decides she dumps Young and now goes with Osborne. And here comes number 17, Shane Lake, to the inside, number 17 car, and now they're almost 4 wide again. I think they are 4 wide again this time by. Osborne to the outside, Shelton and Batson in the middle, and then Jesse Turner to the inside in 19. And Jesse Turner's going to take position away. Dylan Young leads the lap, with Brock now second in the 4 car. And that number 4 Kodak car has got some history on the Super Speedways itself there, with drivers like Sterling Marlin and Ernie Irvin as they come down the backstretch here. And now Brock goes inside looking for the lead. And he's going to have Jesse Turner in the 19 car behind him, with Becca Tellier in the 6 as well. And now moving inside, Jesse Turner moves Brock up the track. Let's see who leads this lap. Turner moves to the inside of the racetrack. Brock, I think, still holds on leading this lap. Yes, he does hold on leading this lap by just 3/100ths of a second. Fastest lap of the race there, Audra Baranowski's at 204.5 miles an hour. In fact, the top 8 cars at over 204. And you got the 71 and 1 cars both at 203. So to the lead now goes Kyle Langland with Patrick Smith second. And look who's there in third position. That's Levi McIntyre in 99. But Kyle Matthews says, and he's going to go inside of the McIntyre for the lead. That's for second, excuse me. On board Kyle Matthews' car. Matthews winner of the second race of the Tour at Rockingham. And like some of the other top drivers, Matthews also has never won a plate race. And he would like to change that today here as he moves inside. Now he'll take the lead away from Kyle Langland in 25 as the battle of the Kyles happened. The 25 and 42 cars. Off corner number 4 they come. I don't think he'll be holding on to lead this lap though, because here comes Glenn Duhit, and they're going to be 3 wide. Darn pace car, 3 wide for the lead. And it's Duhit leading this lap, and here comes the pole sitter Jonathan Zorlin to the inside. Chelsea Bowles again. She's lost the draft. Down the backstretch here, 6 coming down to complete the 16th lap. We'll have 13 to go this time by. Keith Batson stuck up the middle in the 28 car. Batson comes in this race 5th in the standings. And here comes Al Lagasse, 33 to the inside. And here comes Quentin Moore. That's Alexander Rowe in the 1 car behind him. Now you got a pair of dark green cars out front. They're the 33 and 75 machines. Chevy in first, Ford second, Pontiac third, Chevy in fourth. And remember I said Cab Shear lost the draft and had no shot of winning this race. He is up to 4th spot now. Cab Shear in the 71 car. Keep your eye on him. Oh, baby. Off that off the 4th turn, here comes Nick Baxter in the 81 car to the inside lane. And he's got the shopper Jordan Lopez. And let's remember, Talladega has been known for surprise winners here too. And we have a possibility of having one here. Remember Amari Stoudemire Jr. back a few seasons ago? He pulled off a surprise win. Joshua Sikulis pulled off a surprise win at last season's event. So, Talladega has been known for a lot of surprises. Here comes another Lagasse. That's Jack Lagasse, the outside pole sitter. But he has a lap down in 38th position, so he has no shot of possibly pulling this off. Like I said, if we can get back on the lead lap, if we can get a caution. But he is unfortunately now he's still 1 lap down to the leaders. $11 laps to go here at Talladega. And it's Jordan Lopez who led the last time by, but here comes number 21. That's Jason Haywood. He'll go to the inside for he'll go for the lead now, but here comes Collard in 43. And look who's behind him, that black number 3, Cole Deaver. And here comes Deaver to the inside. It's the famous 3 and 43 side by side, 2 of the most iconic numbers in NASCAR. And it's Cole Deaver leads the lap. Get ready for 10 laps to go. And this is the part of the race, of course, as Kenny Rogers would say, you got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. And now we're down to the final 10 laps, and the chips are down right now. You're not looking at the old pressure gauge. You're not looking at any instrument on the dashboard. You are looking. You got one eye on the mirror and one eye on the out on the windshield. Bieber out in front. Here comes Mike Becker, number 7 to the inside for the lead now. Becker to the inside. He leads that lap by just a few feet at the stripe. And then you got two of our points contenders, Jessica Shelton and Joshua Osborne, side by side. And now Shelton goes to third, maybe second now. Down the back stretch here. Fitzwater goes inside of Shelton. 3 wide for the lead. And Zachary Fitzwater, number 29, out in front now. 8 laps to go this time by. And oh my gosh, am I seeing 4 wide right there involving several cars right there? Yep. Well, they got it down to 3 wide now, but they were 4 wide there for a second. Fitzwater led the last time. Now they are 4 wide back there. That's Zorlin, Rowe, Smith, and Lagacy. Al Lagacy, that is. Now they got it down to 3 wide again. Now as they come down the back stretch. And now they're 4 wide for the lead. Kat Batson goes inside. She'll take the lead. She's looking for the Talladega sweep this season. One of her 3 wins this season came in the Winston 500 on this very same pavement. And now she gets pushed up the track by Dylan Young. And now look at Johnny Gardner to the inside. 16. Who leads this lap? Gardner does. Johnny Gardner, 2-time winner this season, winning at Pocono and Dover. And now he loses the lead now to the 24 of Michael Whitman. Whitman out in front now. 7 laps to go. And here comes 28, Keith Batson. To the inside lane. Batson to second. And right there behind him, Thrash Maniac himself, Levi McIntyre. He has a plate win this season that coming in the Pepsi 400 at Daytona. Six laps to go. Front 4 cars, single file now. Make that front 5 cars, 6 cars now. Here comes McIntyre to the inside. He'll try to make his mover second. He's got no help right now, but he does now with Paul Minnick. 99 and 18 on the inside lane. About ready to push as they go with the 24 to the inside. And here comes Paul Minnick for the inside. Let's see what happens here. Is he going to go for the lead? Nope. He's going to go for second though, as he goes inside of McIntyre. Now 5 laps to go, and oh, we got cars on the inside. Al Legacy has crashed. And Jason Haywood has crashed. This is for the victory here. Paul Minnick. To the inside lane, he's got Zorlin and McIntyre behind him. And also Whitman. To the start-finish line to come. There's no way we're going to wish we started here. They come to start-finish line. There'll be 4 laps to go this time by. And Paul Minnick will win the race back to the start-finish line. And if that's the case, he will win the event itself. With Zorlin second, McIntyre third, and Whitman in 4th. Then Rowe's going to be 5th. Batson 6th. Then Brock, Dylan Young, Duhit, and Matthews, the top 10. And Al Legacy and Jason Haywood pushed each other to the inside. And that was a hard hit that the 33 and 21 cars took. And yet, I don't think there's going to be a way we'll get this race restarted again. And oh, what a shame, too, because we were going to have a good battle for the win here today. And I hate it when Talladega is finished under caution, too. I swear to goodness, I hate this. And they go 4 wide down through the inside lane. Here comes Haywood, and Lagsy gets a good run. Lagsy taps Haywood. About like we saw. Oh, my goodness! And Jason Haywood's pretty much doing his impression of a 4-wheel tornado. That 21 car, that was how fast the spins were, pretty much. Let's slow this down. Let's slow this down right there. Oh, darn it. Slow us down right there. Legacy. Oh, my. Ooh. He got the wall hard right there. And there's the 21 of Haywood. I mean, that is a frightening spin the 21's taken right there. Jason Haywood. And Legacy is going to. Oh, my goodness. So why he didn't go back up the track and took out and wiped out some of the other cars, though, when they were alongside of them, because he was that close to the track. I think he was that close to the track. I'm not sure, to be honest. But darn shame how this race had to end here at Talladega. That is for sure. Real time. And we're going to check the speed on the 21 car on what his hit, how fast his hit was. That crash looked almost about like the hit that Charles Sanford took earlier. Now let's see. Oh gosh, this hit. Impact speed for Haywood, 207 miles an hour was his impact speed. And what about Legacy's? Here, Legacy's. Let's see, Haywood hit at 207. Legacy hit at 204. And this car goes high up in the air on 2 wheels, so it's one way it didn't. It's also one way that 333 didn't flip as well. But yeah, 2 laps to go. The pace car's lights are not going to be off, so another Talladega race ends under caution. Unfortunately, I'll have to find a way to get this race to Talladega to not finish under caution. I swear to goodness, I hate this. But nonetheless, Paul Mennick is going to pick up his 3rd victory of the season as he wins here at Talladega in the DieHard 500. Jonathan Zorlin in the outside poster is going to finish 2nd. And how about Levi McIntyre? This should give him the points lead too over Joshua Osborne coming out of Talladega, because he gives them with a 3rd place run. 4th will be Michael Whitman. 5th will be Alexander Rowe. Keith Batson. This is going to help him a bunch of the points as well. He's going to finish 6th. 7th will be William Brock. 8th, Dylan Young. 9th, Glenn Duhit. 10th, Kyle Matthews. 11th, Becca Tellier. 12th, Dylan Poteet. 13th, Quentin Moore. 14th, Patrick Smith. 15th, Kev Shearer. A great day for him after coming from almost a half a lap behind. Nick Baxter 16th. 17th will go to Jesse Turner. 18th, Ryan Acosta. 19th, Johnny Garner. 20th, Andre Baranauskas. 21st, Kat Batson. 22nd, Ashlyn Boyd. 23rd, Preston Bloor. 23rd, Kyle England. 24th, Preston Bloor. 25th will be Shane Lake. So, and then we got several points contenders going to be finishing back in the back here today. But where it all counts up front is he was up front at the right time when the yellow flag flew at an agonizingly slow 70 miles per hour. Paul Minnick wins the DieHard 500 at Talladega. So yeah, Max Anderson was actually so reviewing the finishing order again. Max Anderson 26th, 27th will be Zachary Fitzwater, 28th, Jordan Lopez, Jessica Shelton 29th, and points leader Joshua Osborne, now former points leader. Now he's gonna be after this race. He ends up 30th, and coupling with Levi McIntyre finishing 3rd. That's gonna cost Osborne a points lead after this race. And to top that all off, 4th place in points, Joshua Collard finishes in 31st. 32nd, Mike Becker. 33rd, Phil Parker. 34th, Cole Deaver. 35th will be Chelsea Bowles with Jack Legacy, 36th. Average speed, 135.952. As both Talladega races finish under yellow this season. Oh, jeez. I'm going to have to do something for season 20 on this one. Because I'm tired of Talladega races having cautions and finishing under yellow. I'm tired of this. Anyway. So that was your finishing order here today in today's event. Paul Minnick wins today's event at Talladega Superspeedway. Rest of the finishing order, Jason Haywood out of the race because of a crash, and so does Al Legacy. Charles Sanford with a camshaft problem, but for all intents and purposes, an engine failure on the 41 car as well. After his crash, then JT Bryant and Ryan George with an oil leak. So that's going to be the story here at Talladega Superspeedway. Next race on the tour will be at Martinsville Speedway in Martinsville, Virginia, for the running of the Goodies Fast Relief 500. And so, if you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel. We got everything on this channel. We got InterRaces, gaming videos, whatever the person of the NNSCRA Seth Cole desires for this channel. And please be sure to check out Seth's offline series as well. And please be sure to check out Seth's Tech Slayer Truck series, Pizza Hut X series, and Hershey's Cup series. Please be sure to check those races out and become part of the team, and then subscribe to the YouTube channel and like us on Facebook as well. So, here, best offline races you'll find is right here in the NNSCRA, and you will not regret checking those races out neither. And I guarantee Seth's races are a whole heck of a lot better than mine are too. So anyway, that will do it here today at Talladega Superspeedway. Congratulations again to Paul Minnick, the winner of the DieHard 500 Talladega, his 3rd victory of the season. For now, this is James Qualson in production of the NNSCRA. Offline racing at its best.